A cozy knitted headband, super quick, beginner friendly and completely customizable. Let's make the cotton candy headband. Welcome back. Today I'm gonna show you how to knit a cotton candy headband, a design I made in 2021, which is available as a free download on Ravelry. This is a totally adjustable pattern. You can change the size and use probably any yarn you want. I recommend a bulkier yarn. In the original I knitted with the Petite Wool by We Are Knitters. I held 2 strands together in ivory and sky lava. Another version I knitted is dark green and uses the Bling Bling yarn by We Are Knitters and some cashmere by Lana Grosser. I can't remember which yarn exactly, and as you can see it's a much thinner yarn, so the headband turned out much smaller, and as you can see it doesn't look quite the way the bigger yarn does. Today I'm gonna use some yarn out of my stash. I have the Alpaca Air, which is some leftover yarn from a sweater I knitted, and I have the Cometa by Lana Grosser, which is a single skin I got in a sale. I will be holding those 2 yarns together and I will be using 6mm needles. To make your size you will have to measure your head circumference and then divide it by 2 and subtract 1. This will be the halfway point in your knitting, but we'll get to that later. So let's get started, and the first thing we need to do is create a provisional cast on. I like to use a crochet hook and some leftover yarn. I will be using the dimensions of the original pattern, so I will be casting on 14 stitches, and I will do some chain stitches more than the 14 to make it easier. Once you have picked up your stitches from the provisional cast on, we will knit in the following pattern. Purl the first stitch, knit the second stitch, purl the third stitch. Set a marker if you want to, then knit for 8 stitches, set the marker, purl 1 stitch, knit 1 stitch, purl 1 stitch, and then turn the work around, purl 1 stitch, knit 1 stitch, purl 1 stitch, purl until the next marker or 3 stitches before the end, purl 1 stitch, knit 1 stitch, purl 1 stitch. And we will continue in this pattern until you have reached your halfway point, which is the formula I gave you earlier with your head circumference divided by 2 minus 1. Once you reached your halfway point, it is recommended that you check if it will fit your head, and I would recommend, if your yarn is a little bit stretchier as mine is, to knit it a bit shorter. In my original the yarn wasn't as stretchy, so it wasn't a problem then. To make the twist we will use our cable needle. We will knit the first 3 stitches in the established pattern, then put 4 of the stitches on the cable needle in front of the work to put them in hold, knit the next 4 stitches and then knit the 4 stitches from the cable needle and knit the last 3 stitches in the established pattern. This will make our twist. And that's it. From this point on you will just continue in the established pattern, make your seat stitch on the side and then stockinette stitch in the middle until you have reached the final length. Now put your stitches from the provisional cast on back on a needle and fold the headband in half. Make sure you have the left sides on the inside and the right side outside to not get it twisted, and then just use the Kitchener stitch to sew both halves together. This took me about an hour and a half, so it's a really quick knit and perfect for gift knitting. To make it a little bit easier on you, I will put standard sizes in the description, so you can just work with those if you want to knit it as a gift. If you decide to do the headband, I would love to see it, so tag me on Instagram and let me know what you think about this design.